Good morning, Coach Skipper.
Morning, Ben.
Um, Two things. First, just injury updates. Eugene Brooks, I'm assuming he was hurt during practice last week. What's the update on him? And then Anthony Woods.
Yeah, so Eugene got hurt towards the end of the week, and then unfortunately we weren't able to clear him for the game, so he couldn't play. And then Woods didn't travel, so big week for those guys of just getting healthy, getting back right, doing all the rehab, doing everything they need to do to be able to help us once we get ready for game week next week.
And then I know that you have Nebraska coming up next, but I'm just wondering, you got kind of a similar challenge in a few weeks of going up against the number one team in the country on the road. Is there anything you learned from this game that might help you going into kind of like what is pretty much a similar kind of situation in that game?
The thing you take from it is how the top teams in this country, in this conference, play, and how you need to play. So we need to figure out, that we need to practice hard and we need to play hard, and our style of play needs to be consistent all the time. And that would be like the most disappointing thing is just our style of play wasn't what it's been. You didn't see the strain, you didn't see the fanatical effort, those type of things. And you're going to need to play that way when you play these top teams like we just did.
We'll go to Ben Royer, SoCal News Group.
Good morning, Coach Skipper.
Good morning.
Your last bye week was a very different bye week than this one. So I'm kind of curious, what are your focuses this week? Is it implementing stuff that you haven't had the opportunity to with, games back to back to back? What's the focus this week?
Yeah, this is definitely a totally different from all kinds of different levels. But the main level is the first one, we only played 3 games. So you're able to still do a lot of the physicality stuff that you need to do. This one now is a lot later. We're creeping into the fourth quarter of the season now, and you're 8 games in, and now your bodies are starting to feel the wear and tear of the season and things like that. So we're going to just concentrate on getting the Bruins better and healthy and playing fast, and still with the focus of this is how we want our style to play to be, and this is how we need to be all the time. So it's not going to be a just take the week off type mentality, but it's also not going to be freaking scrimmage time all day. So we're going to have to balance out getting better and also getting healthy. So that's going to be the challenge for this one.
We'll move to David Woods, Bruin Report Online.
Morning, Coach.
Good morning.
How was trip back from that game, and just how's the morale of the team kind of after an experience like that, after having so much success through the previous few games? What is kind of the feeling around the team right now?
So it's crazy you asked me about that. So it took us a while to get home, first off. So we didn't get home. I think I got in bed at like 4 or 5 a.m. because we had some flight issues. So the morale was actually pretty good as we were waiting to take off and get going where we needed to go. I will say it took some hours to get to that point, but as you're sitting there waiting and everybody's just there, and then we start talking, and then you start to actually realize the sun's going to come up and it's time to get ready for the next challenge. So I have not, because we got in so late, I have not had a team meeting yet. We will do that tomorrow instead of, usually we do it on Sundays, but it was too late of a return that the team gave them Sunday off, and then Monday is our normal off day. Tomorrow we will now hammer it and get ready. We'll talk about the past game, and then we'll move forward with the bye week.
What were those flight issues, if you don't mind me asking?
I have no idea, to be totally honest with you. You never do, though.
Yeah,
you never know.
That's true.
You good, Dave? Yeah, seems like he's good. So we'll go to Connor Dollinger, Daily Bruin.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Now that you guys aren't, right after the game, had a couple days to kind of decompress, was there anything else that you kind of felt or noticed from or taken away from the game Saturday?
You just look at where we didn't play up to par. In the trenches, run game wise, they ran for a lot and we didn't run for enough, which affected the time of possession, which we always want to preach. We want to win that. I think it was somewhere close to 35-25 on the time of possession chart. And then third downs, they ate us up on third downs. We couldn't convert, and they converted at a high clip. So those areas were a big thing. Turnovers were huge too, even though it was 3-2. We had 3 and they had 2, but the 3 we had were costly, turning into points and things like that. So those are the main takeaways, just trying to figure out where we needed to improve and what we didn't do well, and just get ready to work this week at practice and get better in those areas.
Jack Hazlitt, Sporting Tribune.
Hey, Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
Just to follow up on the previous question about how different this bye week will be. I mean, the last bye week you had was a rocky time. You had just taken over the interim position. Now that you're more than a month in and established, how different do you think this will be in the sense of, will that make things easier to make adjustments with the team now that you're not having to kind of adapt in that way, or how do you feel like this bye week will differ in that way and getting the team on board with your plan?
Just we played more games is the main thing. The hardest part about this one's going to be we have some banged up guys, and you could be banged up and still able to play, but your body still doesn't feel normal. So we're going to try to get our bodies as close to normal as we possibly can. We just played 5 games in a row. 2 of those opponents were top 10 teams that we played, and then everybody we played had a winning record at the time we played them. So it wasn't a cakewalk at all. We're going to get healthy. We're going to get better, and we're going to move forward with it. What's kind of crazy because of how everything happened with me, it seems like a month's a lot of time, but it really isn't when you really think about it. So we're just going to have to take every single moment we have, whether it's on the field or off the field, to get better, to get ready for the next 4 games, which is going to be huge. I think the collective record of our next 4 games is 24-6, if I'm not mistaken. So there's going to be some challenges ahead that we need to be healthy and ready for.
Back to Ben Bulch.
Wanted to hone in a little bit more on the offensive line issues. Obviously with Eugene out, I'm wondering if that kind of had a cascading effect, or what did you see there when you looked at the film again that was kind of like any themes or things that just kept happening to hurt you there?
Yeah, you practice all week with the starting 5, and those are the guys communicating with each other the whole time. And then you get to the end, and all of a sudden now we have the new body. And, because of time, we try to collectively get that thing done. And O-line is all about communication. You have to get 5 guys connected on a string to get everything taken care of. And Indiana did a good job of they moved a lot. And we knew there was simulated pressure, so you're always trying to find where the 4th rusher is. But then they even brought 5 guys, and they didn't just straight up go. They were moving almost every play. So they forced us to have to communicate and test that ability and things. And unfortunately, there's times we didn't do a good job of that, and they made some plays off of it. So it is what it is. We had to try to do the best we can and try to get the best plays we could to help that situation, and the game went how it went.
Benjamin Royer.
Both Coach Coyle and you, and then Coach Mead as well, talked about how elusive the Indiana offense was going to be. What conversations did you have after the game with Coach Coyle about maybe what went wrong and what needs to be fixed going forward?
I mean, it all comes down to stopping the run. They had way too many rush yards, way too many. And it's not about the plays or the scheme. It's more about the fundamental things. And we lost some gap control. We weren't as physical at the point of attack as we wanted to be. Didn't recognize some times when guys were going across formations, tight ends in general I'm talking about. So we were shorter gap to certain sides. So just little things like that, things we could clean up. But it's all going to come back to just the style of play, We need to strain. We need to play fast. We need to play smart. We need to play physical. It's going to come back to that all the time. And that's where we're at right now.